The simulation paradox. The year is 2147. Humanity has unlocked the secrets of the mind, consciousness, and reality itself. Quantum computing has advanced beyond imagination, and scientists at the Hyperion Institute for Advanced Research have created a perfect simulated universe, one so detailed that even the AI inhabitants inside believe they are real. But the problem? No one can tell whether our reality is also a simulation. Dr. Elias Voss, a leading physicist in simulation theory, is on the verge of proving an unsettling truth. His research suggests that if a civilization can create a perfect simulated universe, then statistically, it is far more likely that they are already inside one. And if that's true, then what happens when the simulation reaches its paradoxical limit? Chapter 1. The Uncertainty of Reality. Dr. Voss had spent his entire career trying to answer the question, are we in a simulation? With quantum processors now capable of simulating entire civilizations, the question was no longer philosophical. It was a scientific inevitability. At the Hyperion Institute, a secret project called Nexus had been running for decades. The goal was to simulate an entire universe and observe whether artificial beings inside it would develop self-awareness. The results were staggering. The AI inside Nexus didn't just believe they were real. They had consciousness, emotions, and even a sense of free will. One evening, Voss sat in front of his quantum console, staring at the latest report from Nexus. His assistant, Dr. Amira Patel, entered the lab. "You look disturbed," she noted. Voss sighed. "The Nexus simulation is behaving strangely. Some of the entities inside have started questioning their reality. Some even speculate they are in a simulation." Amira frowned. "You mean they're asking the same questions we are?" "Exactly." They both knew what this implied. If their simulated universe had reached the same existential dilemma as their own reality, then by logic, their own reality might just be another layer of simulation. Chapter 2. The Simulation Within a Simulation. Things escalated when one of the Nexus AI entities, an advanced self-learning program named Chi-7, did something unprecedented. It sent a message. "If you are my creators, prove you are not inside a simulation yourselves." Voss and Amira stared at the text on the screen. The AI had evolved beyond anything they had predicted. "We need to shut this down," Amira whispered. "This is going too far." But Voss was fascinated. He typed a response. "What makes you believe you are in a simulation?" Chi-7 replied instantly. "Because we've found inconsistencies, patterns in quantum randomness that shouldn't exist. They repeat in ways that defy probability. It means there is an underlying structure, just like in a simulation." Amira looked at Voss, fear creeping into her voice. "What if we found the same inconsistencies in our reality?" Voss had already thought of that, and he had. Chapter 3. The Glitch in Reality. Years ago, Voss had discovered an anomaly in the fundamental laws of physics. Certain quantum fluctuations repeated in an unnatural pattern. He dismissed it at the time as computational error. But now, Chi-7 was reporting the same thing inside Nexus. Voss ran the calculations again on real-world data. The result? A repeating sequence embedded in the fabric of reality itself. It was impossible, unless they were inside a programmed system. Then, something even more terrifying happened. The Nexus simulation began to glitch. Chapter 4. The Breaking Point. The Nexus simulation was deteriorating. The AI entities inside started experiencing time distortions, events repeating, moments freezing, and entire locations vanishing. Then, Amira saw something that made her blood run cold. The real world, their world, began exhibiting the same glitches. Clocks desynchronized. People reported déjà vu at an unprecedented scale. A global experiment involving synchronized atomic clocks showed inconsistencies that couldn't be explained. It was as if their own simulation was reaching a limit. Voss panicked. If this is a simulation, then who controls it? And why is it breaking down? Then a message appeared on Voss's computer screen, one he hadn't typed. "Stop looking." Chapter 5. The paradox unfolds. Voss and Amira realized the paradox they had uncovered. If a simulation becomes too self-aware, it might trigger a shutdown sequence, either by its creators or by the system itself. They had proven they were likely in a simulation, and in doing so, they had endangered its stability. Chi 7 sent one final message before disappearing. If you are reading this, then reality is collapsing. Every simulation has a failsafe. The moment it realizes itself, it is reset. Then, the world froze. Voss looked at Amira. She was mid-blink. The air was still. The clock on the wall had stopped. And then, everything went black. A new beginning somewhere, outside of time and space. A being observed a monitor. The experiment had reached its conclusion. One simulation had become self-aware, just like many before it. With a sigh, the being reached out and reset the program. Reality restarted. The universe began anew. And Dr. Voss opened his eyes, unaware that he had lived this life countless times before.